he did not know about Rasulullah, who is Ummi. He cannot read and write. He got the enlightenment straight from God, Allah. But of course, he is being guided by Allah, the Mighty One, Al-Khaliq. And about the unconnected Argentina with the tradition, he said that this is the reason why there is no continuity between Europe and Argentina. Borges emphasized. According to this singular observation, we Argentina find ourselves in a situation like that of the first days of creation. The search for European themes and devices is an illusion, an error. We should understand that we are essentially alone and cannot outname Europeans. Other Latin American women poets are Veronica Volcao, Claribel Alegria, Maria Elena Cruz Varela, and Lona Godison. The voice of a mother who lost loved one and the unfaithful lovers. Also we found in Malaysia women poets such as Salimanya Anis Sabirin, Zahasa, Siti Zainul Ismail, Turina Hassan. Only one, moon in my eyes, its light in my heart, city with light and its desire. Moon on my heart, create a new history. This beautiful city in my heart, don't hide your sorrowful. This is Salimanya, the well-known poet in Malaysia. Generally, what voice of restlessness and intellectual of Latin America poets we can find in Malaysian poets, such as Isam Said, Qasim Ahmad, Muhammad Aziz Ali, Wahzin Wab Ali. In his poem, At the Grave of Khairul Anwar, Professor Emeritus Muhammad Aziz Ali is very well-known poet laureate in Malaysia today, still alive. The intellectual bravery is harder than physical bravery. The intellectual bravery is harder than physical bravery. You're brave to see and to think, stand up in front of reality, to avoid by your era. There's fire in your heart. You burnt the old cliches and digging through meaningful from language, nearly dead by the normal tendency. I come to the conclusion of this paper, long paper. Latin American literature is unique and special as Malaysian literature. Roots of both literatures of these two nations instead struggling with colonialism, radically against the colonialists and encouraged for their national identity, and they have their own special influences from their own past colonialists. But so far, Malaysia have none Nobel Prize winner, but for Latin America, they have about 1 dozen. This is quite a wonderful achievement. We wonder how and why the literature can attract the Swedish Nobel Prize Committee. Because of this similarity, it is relevant for Malaysia and Latin America continuously working together and collaboration with good program in literary seminar, book publication, and etc. In Malaysia, contemporary poetry, this kind of epic emeralds still not yet born. But epic tradition has been written in 17th and 18th centuries in Aceh, Brunei, and Makassar, Riau, and Java. We can name the epics like Hikayat Perang Sabil, the romance of Perang Sabil, War of Sabil by Tunku Cik Pantitu Gulu, saya rakis by Pangeran Shaban Rahmat Saleh Ilagaligo, edited by Arum Pancana Toa, and Syair Siti Zubaida, Syair Birds of Owls, Syair of Owl, and Hikayat Jaing Baya by Rangga Warsito. Conclusion, poetry of Latin America and poetry of Latin America and Malaysia, an encounter showing of its similarity and differences, aspects in socio-economic, political, cultural, and its geographic. This has been reflected in some poetry that I quote on their senior poets. They are assets to produce more quality works. We are fortunate Latin American and Malaysian poets still caring of their heritage in art and culture. Colonialism come and go, but the struggle to search of our own identity is our right, because we do not want to see colonialism will destroy our right to explore and invent for a new status in world literature. Thank you very much.
Abdullah for a wonderful presentation on encounter Malaysian and Latin poetry. And these nowadays, Latin and Asia, these are two virgin geography where the poetry is growing. That is everyone is saying, and I believe it also. So now I'm requesting Raja Rajasri Sitaraman. She is a professor in the college over there, who will read a poem, as well as you can say something about the Malaysian poetry.
National Principles, known as the de facto Malaysian Pledge of Allegiance, was instituted by Royal Proclamation on 31st August 1970 to promote racial unity, solidarity, and stability among the citizens of Malaysia. National unity or solidarity was given priority because Malaysia is a country which has a very high heritage. There are three major races living in Malaysia. They are the Malays, the Chinese, and Indians. And hence, Malaysian identity has to be preserved. In order, Malaysia becomes a more wealthier country. Among the steps and measures taken by the Malaysian government is through the teaching and learning of the Malay language subjects in primary schools. And I will just read the essence of the national philosophy of education in Malaysia. Education in Malaysia is an ongoing effort towards further developing the potential of individuals in a holistic and integrated manner, so as to produce individuals who are intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, and physically balanced and harmonic, based on a firm belief in and devotion to God. Such an effort is designed to produce Malaysian citizens who are knowledgeable and competent, who possess a high moral standard, and who are responsible and capable of achieving a high level of personal well-being, as well as being able to contribute to the harmony and betterment of the family, the society, and the nation at large. So, the steps and measures taken by the Malaysian government is through literary and literature components. That is through research and publication, okay, which is headed by the Malaysian Government Literary Bureau, or in Malay is known as the Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka. Through publications that is done by the National Translation Board, currently known as Institut Terjemahan Buku Malaysia. Translation attempts to bring closer interaction between the non-Malay and the Malay writers in Malaysia. Literary awards are also given to non-Malay and Malay writers in order to encourage them to produce better quality work and to groom budding writers so the Malay literary field and poetry field is sustained. And the other efforts are through GAPENA, the National Association of Writers, Numera, which is, the president of Numera is seated here, and we operate at international levels, and also through poem recitals and National Writers Assembly. So, to conclude, the visioning process towards excellence in literature, especially poetry, was formulated long before the independence of Malaysia through systemic, dynamic, and strategic planning. The nation's vision in instilling and preserving the national identity materialized, emerged distinguished authors who have taken Malaysia to greater heights in the field of poetry and aesthetic studies. I will recite my poem in my national language, that is Bahasa Melayu. Menanti sebuah subuh megah, acap kali jari meneliti daun usia pada pagi muda. Sukma meriba selaut nestapa, menatap peristiwa derita menghias wajah hari penuh misteri. Sesal kalbu memikir, kemanusiaan mencair, setia menggelincir, mahligai insani hanyir. Apabila nafsu merangkul kalbu, ilmu menjadi sungai lesu. Apabila amarah menjadi murah, secangkir darah menjadi hidangan lumrah. Apabila dengki memeluk diri, sepiring hati menjadi sajian abadi. Apabila tamak menakluk makhluk, darah daging menjadi makanan mulut. Meskipun aksara merah melumuri sejarah, sejuta tombak menerjang, aku masih setia tabah menanti sebuah subuh megah. Thank you. I am in the await of a proud dawn. I've concluded the poem. Thank you.
Both men, can you please read your poem?
Datuk Kamala is our national laureate and is well known as a mystical poet. So in the following poems, the mysticism is very much felt. The name of the poem is Again. Waktu aku kembali lagi mendengar suling, again, di gunung bertaut kabut rindu. Kalau tumbuh makna di matamu, kasih mohon tafsiri keluhan abad. Seperti butir air mataku di id putih, siapa memupuk ruhku mengenderai pintu langit. Tersebab haruman cinta, tersebar wangian nafas seribu bunga. Kulukis lagi huruf kasih itu, keringan campur amal di lengkung ingatan. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Arba Guzman. We are actually behind of time. Each and every Malaysian poets actually, they prepared themselves for the presentation, but time is limited, so only they are reading their poems. Now I'm requesting Lily Siti. She lives both the country, Malaysia and Indonesia, and she will read her poem.
Katak.
jiwanya menari, berdendang ke kiri, berdendang ke kanan, dalam panggung kehidupan. Kau terpesona dari jauh, kau melihatnya, membuatmu membisu sendu. Kau melihatnya bagai pungguk merindukan bulan. Bayang-bayang terbang melayang tinggi di awan, memetik bintang. Dia bisikan pada bulan, pungguk merindukanmu. Bulan tersenyum, memancarkan sinarnya dalam kegelapan malam. Terima kasih.
Now I'm requesting Umair Uzair. He is representing a younger generation of Malaysia, and he's actually a singer as well as lyricist. So maybe he can sing a little bit, 2 lines, and then read his poem.
Cindai from a very famous Malay songs. Cindai is a gold shawl. Hendaklah, hendak ku rasa puncaknya gunung hendak ditawan. Tidaklah, tidak ku daya tingginya tidak terlawan. And I will recite a poem from Datuk Dr. Kamala, Sesuatu di Kanvasku, something on my canvas. Putih berkata, hitam tak anggun. Hitam berkata, perang tak unik. Perang berkata, ungu tak jujur. Ungu berkata, biru tak bisa dipercayai. Biru berkata, hijau tak asli. Hijau berkata, kelabu tak gitu intelektual. Kelabu berkata, kuning tak suci. Kuning berkata, turkis tak ampuh. Turkis berkata, merah tak perkasa. Merah berkata, teraverte tak cantik. Teraverte berkata, titanium blanchi tak menggairahkan. Titanium blanchi berkata, titanium putih tak bersex appeal. Titanium putih berkata, talo pengecut. Talo berkata, putih tak alim. Jadi, soalnya, thank you.
Malaysian session, Dr. Fazila Hussain.
I will recite in bahasa Melayu. Bukan semua dapat. Tidak mengapa tidak melihat fajar saat matahari kan menerbitkan tubuhnya, kerana aku telah diberi ufuk. Detik-detik matahari mau melabuhkan sayapnya yang terlalu indah, memaparkan segala peristiwa semalam atau masa depan. Walau sebegitu banyak yang menyayat, sebanyak mana pula sahaja kesyukuran dan keinsafan, sesungguhnya tamak tidak pernah berakhir. The translation: you can have everything it alright not to see the dawn when the sun is rising? Because I have been given the horizon with moments when the sun is setting, with its breathtakingly beautiful, with its display of yesterday's memories or the future. Although many brought sadness, there are those which brought gratitude and self-awareness. Indeed, grief never ends. Fazila.
The stage of the program, this session. And we are really grateful to Dr. Ahmed Kamal Abdullah, who is
That black was not elegant. Black said that brown was not unique. Brown said that violet was not sincere. Violet said that blue was not trustworthy. Blue said that green was not original. Green said that gray was not intellectual. Gray said that yellow was not sacred. Yellow said that the turquoise was not gentle. The turquoise said that red was not majestic. Red said that terra verte was not attractive. Terra verte said that titanium blanche was not desirous. Titanium blanche said that titanium white lacked sex appeal. So what? Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's the poem of Kamala in English. And we are really grateful to Dr. Ahmed Kamal Abdullah. At this moment, he's leading the in Malaysian poetry, and everyone knows him as Kamala. You can search in the website, you can get all the poets who are presenting here. They are representing Numera group, so you can go in the Google and search their poem in English. Actually, I have requested them to read in their own language in Malay, Bahasa Malay. So thank you all the poets. Now the concluding session, that is, I'm requesting Professor Kaiser Haq, who is presiding over the session, to say some more.
Schedule. I wish to apologize to the audience and the participants for that. And there's another group waiting to take the stage. But I'd like to thank you all for a very stimulating, intriguing session. We have had some idea about the music of Malay poetry, and the translations at the end have given us some idea of the thematic concerns of the poets. And I wish to thank Professor Kamala here for his paper, which has highlighted the connections between Malaysia and another part of the third world. So this whole session is about the interconnectedness between the peoples of the world, and I hope that this is just the beginning, and that the Bangla Academy also, I'd like to request the Director General of Bangla Academy to ensure that there's more exchange, interaction between Malaysian and Bangladeshi literary figures through conferences, translations, publications. Thank you very much.
This is the second session. The poets to be participated: Cindy Lynn Brown from Denmark, Peter Neiberg from Sweden, Jamie Shu, China as well as USA, Ashish Sannal from India, Mrinal Bosu. Peter Neiberg, he is from Sweden. He will speak a few words and he will read out his poems. Peter Neiberg.
Ladies and gentlemen,